So, one second. ठीक है. So now, guys, first we'll start with the wrapper class, okay? Because this is important. And while you are creating array list, you know that I was placing the capital integer. Okay, that right now that was a secret for you, like why we are doing it. So you will understand it when we'll cover this topic. So first of all, wrapper class. Okay, now imagine that. Uh, Okay, now imagine that what happened. You want to send a letter. Okay, you want to send a letter to some destination. So this is something like a source, and this is a destination. And suppose if you want to send this letter, then what you will do? Either you will go on your own. Okay, either you will give it to somebody. And now in this case, what is happening when you want to transfer those letter, or you can use some secure service, or you can use some secure service like our like post service. Okay, or otherwise you can use our postal service. So what is the difference, like if you do it in your own, or if you are hand over to some person, and instead if you are giving it to the postal service, what is the difference? ओके सो ओके वन स्टूडेंट आस्किंग सर आज के स्क्रम के डर को कैसे भगाऊं. ओके तो गाइज रिमेंबर द स्क्रम वाज नॉट टू स्केयर यू, इट वाज जस्ट फॉर द अवेयरनेस. एंड इन द स्क्रम इट्स नॉट लाइक वी वर सेइंग दैट लाइक मतलब you that was the biggest goal na which you can try for a developer. So it's not like kind of a डर, it's something like कि you need to start step by step. Okay, first, right now you are starting as a journey as a developer. Now what you can do is, when you after 6 months, when you will be in a company, when you will be working in some startup, then from there going up to the next company will be easy. Okay, but directly jumping from like from this level to directly that one, it it's not like it's not possible, but it's something like at that point like great support is actually needed. So it's not for the डर. Okay, वो डर के लिए नहीं है, वो सिर्फ इस चीज के लिए था, just to get you aware. And it's something like showing you the bigger goals. Okay, if you're targeting something, why not like just go for the like best thing. Okay, but uske liye bhi, like if you are going for a best thing, then in that case you need to make some steps. Okay, first I'll achieve this, then I'll go to this, then I'll go to this. Yeah, tomorrow I'll decide कि I want to be a prime minister. It's not like ना कि मैं तो demotivate हो गया क्योंकि people are saying that it will take 10-15 years or 20 years. So it's not like, it's kind of a steps, okay, which you need to achieve step by step. Okay, so like one student asking, I have a question. How many months will the development be taught? Okay, generally, like here in Masai, the 5-6 months is there. Okay, and if I ask you, like if you are asking this thing, ki, okay, what time, like I will be needed to become expertise in that. वो आपके प्यार के ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा. ठीक है, आपको दिल से कितना प्यार हुआ है. It's something like कि, because like as a developer, no, when you are moving forward, the only one thing is कि I have seen with people, with different people, is that those people used to love these things. Okay, like this kind of thing which they are learning, like programming and all and everything. And why they are loving, it's not like any reason कि ऐसे ही प्यार हो गया. It's something like they are going into it. ठीक है, when you love someone, okay, you know that you want to spend time with that. If you really love this thing, okay, even if I'm saying development, spend time with that. Spending time basically means trying to understand that integrities of this. Then you will get to know more about it. जब आप किसी से, like when I'm saying ना कि जब आप you are in love, so basically what you will do, you will spend time, you will try to understand things, you will try to understand that in depth more. Okay, so that's what. And I know people who actually there are some instructors. Okay, you will get those instructor, I think some in future. Suppose you took Spring Boot or somewhere like if that course if you took. So there was some instructor who are actually, matlab, they have spent like 30 to 35 years in Java totally, and the level at which they used to taught, matlab, that language, it's something like you will feel that कि यार feel हो गया, मतलब feel हो गया कि मतलब कि कितने depth तक they know the understanding of each thing. And when I watch their session also, then I also get that realization कि यार अच्छे से समझना क्या होता है किसी चीज को. And even right now, what is happening is I'm teaching you the concepts. I'm talking about that these are the data types. I'm talking about your these are the conditional. Like if I ask you like a very layman question to you, do you know that like how everything is actually happening in the background? When you are writing int x, what is happening in the background? When you are writing char y, what is happening in the background? How computer know that I can store integer in this? How computer store and knows that I can store string in that one? How arrays are actually getting stored in the memory, how it is working, how CPU is actually taking the thing. When you have written the code, how code knows that कि okay, when I need to execute it, how it able to understand that कि okay, जब function आया तो मुझे function पे जाना है and इन सारे parameters को लेके जाना है. Okay. And when you will understand all these things ना कि okay, then you will get a, you can say that kick बोलते हैं ना, then you will get a kick यार, like these are very beautiful, then you will appreciate that. सो द मेन, अभी आपको सिंपल सी एक बात बोलूंगा, वो आपको समझ में नहीं आएगी. सिंपल सी बात क्या है, लाइक इवन इफ आई एम, लाइक सपोज इफ आई ओपन दिस रेपलेट, ओके, suppose if I'm writing something on my screen, okay, if I'm writing something on my screen, now I can write anything on my screen. First of all, one second now. Now, if I just ask you one this question, like if I'm typing one, how this one is actually so perfectly coming on the screen. Okay. How it knows that कि one का structure ऐसे होगा. When I'm writing two, then how it knows that कि two should be like this. Okay. How it actually pixels are getting decided. It's something like even if you're writing on your hand, आप कभी two एक जैसा नहीं बना पाओगे. How it exactly know? It's something like what is happening right now. You are typing it and you're getting it, so you are not appreciating that. So तब आपके अंदर curiosity है कि like that's why I'm saying everything start with a why. जहाँ पे why आ गया ना आपके उसमें, then you will get into that depth. So that is the main part. Okay. And this is actually truth. This is true with every framework. Okay. This is true with every framework. For example, if I take an example, जैसे अभी के time पे we have one framework which is known as Spring Boot. Spring Boot framework actually used in Java. That is the best framework available in the market. Okay, to do the backend development, like in Java, in the domain of Java. Okay, and it is used to make an enterprise application if you want to make a big application. So now, if you just learn the Spring Boot, then you will not appreciate. But इससे पहले there are more frameworks were there. Spring MVC were there. Spring framework were there. Okay, and if you know the story of all this one, then if you just learn this Spring Boot, then you will get a total appreciation कि यार ये क्या धमाकेदार framework बनाया है इन्होंने. Everything is actually handling in a automated at that level, and this was actually was there in 90s. And if you're able to understand this, then you will really literally appreciate that. Why I'm saying, because when I was in EA, I was working on this one and I never appreciated this framework. But later, when I actually learned about this thing, Spring MVC and Spring, then literally I love, hats off to those developers who created this. So that is the main thing. Okay. And that's why I'm saying there are no shortcuts. जितना प्यार करोगे उतना ही मिलेगा. ठीक है. So now coming to this point, like the wrapper classes. The wrapper classes, as I was mentioning, like you can also send, like if you have something like this letter, okay, and now not letter, or you can say letter, and where some right words are written, and if you are giving that letter to some person, and that person is putting into the destination, okay, and the another way is you can give it to the postal service. You can give it to the postal service, and then after giving to the postal service, and they are also like taking this letter and like मतलब आपका letter, they are actually taking us this to the destination. Then what is the difference? Okay, what is the difference? What is the difference basically when I'm saying the postal service and when I'm giving handover to some person? What is the difference which I'm getting? What is the extra benefit which I'm getting in the postal service? Okay, fast. Okay, safe, secured, nice. Surety, nice. Great. So basically, guys, if you are handing over to this person, though you don't know what is the process which he will be following. But when you are actually giving it to the postal service, so in the postal service, it is it is having like already they have created some kind of a process. Like you can say that there is a process which is defined. Okay, process and delivery is already defined. Like what is the process which they will be going to follow. With that, you are also getting some extra security. Okay, you know that like based on your parcel, they used to charge. Okay, like it depend upon the parcel and the it's something like how important that parcel for you. And based on that, you are actually extra security you are getting. So you are getting all these features. You can also use this one, but that's fine. It's totally up to you. It might happen that like that later will get lost, but in this case, if something lost, so postal service might provide you something back to you. Okay. So this is something like a kind of a thing. You can see that like postal service, which is extra thing is providing. Now, the same thing is with the wrapper class. Okay. Either you can directly use int. Okay. Either you can directly use int. So if you are using this int, so what happened is it is not providing you extra functionalities. It is saying that okay, I will just store your number. उसके बाद बात खत्म. तुम मुझे नहीं जानते, मैं तुम्हें नहीं जानता. ठीक है. The main thing is कि whenever you will be applying those operations, you will be applying those operations, suppose you can use it for mathematical operation, you can use for subtraction, addition. This is only limited to those one. But if you are coming to the wrapper class, like if I'm saying, so it used to provide a lot of functionality. It's not just storing like two into this one. It is also providing extra functionality. So we will see that what are those extra functionalities. सबसे पहले है why wrapper class. पहले why we need a wrapper class. Okay, हमें wrapper class की जरूरत क्या है? Why wrapper class? Why we need wrapper class? The first reason is you already know that if I'm talking about my collection framework, if I talk about my collection framework, in my collection framework, we were having different data structures. So first one is array list. Okay, the another one is hash map. And now the main thing about these array list and hash map is that they only accept objects. वो कहते हैं कि हम सिर्फ objects लेंगे. It only says that it says that we don't take directly data type. It says that we used to take only objects. So basically, in these scenarios, there is a need of objects. We cannot give something like a data type, direct data type values like int primitive types. It is saying that we will only accept object. So basically, when I'm writing this integer x, so this is a class, and for this class, this is the object of it. And so basically, when I'm writing x here, or when I'm writing when I will be creating some variable, when I will be giving some values. So what it is doing, it is storing into the object only. Okay, so that is the first thing. Now suppose you know that, जैसे if I take an example. So basically, when I'm saying that array list uh, integer, and if I'm writing numbers, so you can see that like here I'm mentioning here I cannot write int as I already mentioned, because it is like the collection framework, like every data structure, whatever you're using, they only accept objects. So basically they don't accept these things. So here you can see that here I'm writing this thing. Okay, new array list. Okay, so this is a part. Okay, new array list. And now you can see this like array list, new array list, something like this. And now if I want to add a few elements, so you know that numbers dot add. So when I'm adding elements, so what it is doing is it is storing with this type, is to storing with this type, and this is something like a class, and we are actually creating the object of it. Now the second thing is, आपका जो ये होता है wrapper class, this is the first advantages which why you are using the wrapper class. The second advantage is, when I'm talking about the second advantage, that is you can use variety of utility methods. There are many utility methods which basically your wrapper class will provide, but these things like your normal integer will not provide, which your wrapper class will provide, but your this thing will not provide. For example, let's see what I'm talking about. Like suppose if I'm saying that I'm creating a variable with integer. Okay, so this is a wrapper class, integer x. And if I want to define an integer value, then I will write in this way, integer dot value of, okay, then I need to write the value of that integer. Suppose I want to store 10. So this is the way. Okay, so this x is also containing 10. So this is my wrapper class. Now, if I want to store a, basically, if I want to store a like another value into this one, integer dot value of, and if I write this, now inside this, suppose if I write 10, like in this manner, or 20, if I write this manner, automatically it will store y into the, automatically it will store integer 20 into this one. Because I already know that कि okay यार मैं बहुत समझदार हूँ. Okay, so these are the extra things which you are getting from here. Because if you write int z equal to direct, if you are writing 20, then it will not accept that. It will say that I'll give you an error, because how you can store 20 string into this one. So that is the first advantage. The second advantage is, like suppose if you are doing some kind of a comparison. Suppose if I want to do some kind of comparison. Now this is the object. Okay, so if I write x dot, then you will see that there are a lot of function. So you can say that there is a compare to function. So if I write, and if I just write here with y, now it will try to compare it, and it will give some value to it. Okay, it will return, it will compare these two integers. So now you can see that I'm getting direct one utility function compared to. So you just need to write the variable name and which you, and to which you want to compare it. So suppose if I'm writing system.out.println, and if I print comparison, so that is the main thing, Java main.java. If I run it, so now you can see that it is saying -1. I think if it is not like, if those values are not equal, then in that case it will give you -1. So if I run it, so you can go through the documentation, there you will find it, like what is this compared to is actually doing. So let's see what will be the output, because here are, so here you can see that 10. So now here in this case, these two are actually equal. In this case, it is returning 0. And if it is not, then it is returning -1. So the next thing is, the next very beautiful thing about the this thing is suppose, one second. Suppose you, what you want is, uh, okay, suppose there is a variable int num. Okay, so this is my normal variable. And in this variable, I want to basically store a, matlab, I want to store an integer value. Okay, but that value present, like the value which I have, it is actually in the form of string. So in that case, I have something known as integer dot. So this is belongs to integer class, integer dot parts, and here I'm writing int. So this function is actually inside the integer class. You can see that. And now suppose if I have a variable int, sorry, string s equal to 123. Now I know that like this value is actually in the form of string 123, but I want in the integer format. So I will write s here. So when I will when I'm providing this s to this parse int function, what it will do, it will automatically convert this into, or this one. So here I can write system.out.println none. Okay. So if I write Java main.java, let's see what will happen. So guys, you can see this like here 123 I'm getting. How? Because in integer class, there is a function which is known as parseInt. It will automatically, whatever string you are giving, it will automatically convert into the integer. And then you can use into any integer variable. Either you can use this integer one also, integer, capital integer. Okay, so that was a wrapper class. Now that is the main things. Now let's come to the okay, so first let's see. So these are the advantage of basically using wrapper class. The first is that collection framework only accept objects. The second thing is like these utility methods which you are getting with that thing. Okay, if you want to see more, if you want to check more, then what you can do is Java docs int. No, you can just directly go to integer class, and in this integer class, you will find that what all function you are getting it. Okay, so these all functions you can use it. Get integer, hash code, like there are a lot of. If you want to find max also, you can. So you can see that like these are the functions which you are getting under the integer class. Okay, so now in the same way, how many classes we have? In the same way, how many classes we have? So we can see that like we have something known as integer, double, okay, and character. So basically I think we need to check like how many more we have, but these are something like these are kind of a, you can say that, which is actually provided by the wrapper class. Now next topic is which we will be try to understand is boxing and unboxing. What is meaning of boxing and unboxing? This is an important concept. Okay, so when I'm talking about boxing, okay, so you know that like there are a lot of people on YouTube which used to do unboxing. I think you have seen this term unboxing. What do you mean by unboxing? You can put on the chat. What do you mean by unboxing? Okay, open something, unbox the product, right? Reveal something new. Okay. ठीक है. So guys, the same thing is like when I'm saying that revealing. So when you're saying that revealing the product, so same with boxing. Boxing is like something we are putting into a box. Okay. तो जो company है, when they are actually putting the product into a box, they are doing boxing. And when you are actually opening it, you're doing it unboxing. So when I'm talking about boxing, boxing is the process. It is a process. It is a process. ठीक है. Like where the where your Java compiler automatically converts primitive type to basically primitive type to wrapper class object. So basically, when you are doing a conversion, like when you have a primitive type and when you want to convert into a wrapper class object, so this is something known as boxing. Okay. Whenever you are converting your primitive type into a wrapper class object, so it is, if it is happening automatically, then you can say that it is something known as boxing. Okay. Now, suppose you have a, like if I give you an example, suppose you have a beautiful jewelry, okay, jewelry or something on ornament. Now, the thing you need to be, and you want to transfer into some destination. You want to transfer it to some destination. And if you want to transfer into a destination, then what you will do? So basically, what you can do, you can use any kind of delivery service. And in that box, you can put the ornament thing. Okay. And basically, when you are putting this thing, so what is happening? This is known as boxing because you are putting actually in something in the box, or like you are wrapping it and all. And when it will reach to destination and when they will open it, so this is known as unboxing. Okay, so like when I'm saying that boxing, तो boxing किस पे कर रहे हैं? Basically boxing into an object. Now there are basically three kinds of boxing. Now let's see what are those three kinds of boxing. So those three kind of boxing are, first one is known as direct boxing. Direct boxing. Okay. The second one is known as implicit boxing. The third one is known as uh, boxing with expression. Okay. Boxing with expression. Boxing with expression. So let's see those three kind of boxing. So first one is the direct boxing. So when I'm talking about direct boxing, so what we can do is, so I'm just problem one dot Java. Okay. So now here what I'll do is, here I'll copy this code. Problem one. Okay. Now here I'm removing this thing. Suppose I have a primitive number. Suppose if I have a primitive number x equal to 7. And now here I want to box it. Okay. So I am creating an integer boxed number. So here this is the my variable name. Okay. I'm boxing it. So now if I want to box this, then what I will do is I will write integer dot value of, and in this value of you need to put x. So what will happen? Automatically your this number will get boxed into this variable. Okay, so here you can see that, like if I'm saying that value of value of, so you can box a integer string, so it is actually, it can take any kind of parameters, so automatically it will convert into the integer. So this is known as boxing. Okay, and if I want to print it, system.out.println boxed number. Now you can see that Java problem one dot Java. It is giving some error. Okay, I have mistakenly added this. So this is my known as direct boxing. Okay, where you are doing direct boxing. Now the second one is actually second one is known as implicit boxing. So this is known as direct boxing. Okay, the second one is known as implicit boxing. What implicit boxing means? Suppose if I'm creating an array list. Suppose if I'm creating an array list, and here I am writing double, and here I'm creating this list, hitting new array list. So if I create array list, this is my bracket. Now what I will do is, suppose if I'm creating a double variable also, okay, this is a primitive type and the value is pi 3.14. Now if I directly add list dot add, and if I add pi value, that pi value, then you can see this thing, what is happening here. I'm giving the normal primitive data type to this one. You can see that I'm giving a primitive type. I'm not giving the wrapper class object. Okay, it should be D capital. It should be D capital, but here I'm giving the primitive type. So if I'm giving the primitive type, then in that case, what it will do, it will automatically convert this PI into the wrapper class object. वो automatically करेगा. इसको कहते हैं implicit. Implicit basically means I haven't done it, so it is doing on its own, like based on its own intelligence. So here I can say that boxed in list. Automatically when I will write list, so here in this case what will happen, it will automatically boxing it into the wrapper class object. Okay. Now the second thing is known as boxing with expression. Okay. Now it is automatically known as boxing with expression. तो ये इतना कोई important नहीं है, but इसमें क्या है, let's see, देख लेते हैं. We have seen this thing and this thing. If I'm saying that like boxing with expression, so char ch equals to, here I'm writing a. So here if I'm writing character, okay, and if I want to box my character, now in this one, what I'm doing is I'm directly providing ch. Okay, so here what I'm doing is I'm directly providing ch. So what it will do, it will automatically box it. It will automatically box it. Now, if I just print this, then in that case, what it will do? Boxed character. So here it is actually boxed char. So in this case, it will also work. So basically here I'm not writing dot value of or something. It is directly doing it. So if I run it, okay, there is some error. Okay, I need to import the array list class. One second, I'll just comment it for some time. So you can see that boxed character is A. Okay, so इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब है you can also directly use it. Integer x equal to, you can also write integer y equal to 7. You don't need to write value over something. If you're directly using it, then it will automatically box it. Okay, वो automatically box कर लेगा. तो आपको इतना लंबा procedure you don't need to write it. Integer dot value of. But in which scenario this will be useful? In which scenario this will be? It will be useful if suppose it is not an integer. Suppose if it is containing string 777, then in that case it will automatically convert into the integer. But in this case, I need to check whether it will directly convert it. If I just print it, let's see. Let's see, I need to check it. So in this case, it is actually giving the error. Okay. But if you are using in this format, no integer dot value, but otherwise it will box it automatically if you're writing directly integer. So you don't need to write value of anything in case of integer, if it is of integer type. So this is known as boxing, like how you can wrap thing inside basically if you want to create a wrapper class object. So now let's come to the next one. This is known as unboxing. If I'm talking about unboxing, then how you can do it. So if you want to wrap it, then how will you do it? Okay. So now I'm coming to this one, and this is for the boxing. Let's come to the unboxing problem 2. Okay, so even I will give the name same, unboxing dot java. I'll copy this code and I'll paste it here. I'll remove everything. I'll write unboxing. Okay, so this is my unboxing. Now what I'll do is I'm creating an integer and I'm boxing it into, like I'm doing a boxing integer dot value of. Okay, and I'm writing 42. Instead, I can also write directly. I can also write 42. That will also work. But for now, I'm writing in this way. Now, after that, if I want to unbox it, then how will I do it? Unboxing basically means if I want to like take this value and put into an integer variable, then how will I do it? So int, you need to write the int, and x unbox. So this is my variable name. So x unbox. So basically what will be the value? And here, this one, I'll give the name xbox. Now, if I want to unbox it, then what I will do, I will write x underscore box, and then you need to just put dot. And when you will put dot, then in that case, you just need to write, you want a int value. Int value. Okay? Int value. So basically, this is the thing. So if you come here, then I think this is something like return the value of this integer. तो वो आपको वो वैल्यू दे देगा जो भी उसके अंदर वैल्यू होगी, like whatever the int is. So this is something like you are unboxing into the this variable. So if you want to convert from wrapper class object to primitive type, primitive to like wrapper class object, so this is known as boxing unboxing. Okay, so now here what I did is here I'm unboxing it. Now if I want to print it, system.out.println, I can unbox it. So Java unboxing dot Java. So this is the you can say that this is direct boxing. Okay. Now the second one is ये भी same ही है. Basically the first one is the direct boxing. The second one is the first one is direct and the second one is implicit. In implicit, what used to happen is, suppose if I am creating a box value, now the second one is implicit one. Implicit में क्या होता है? Like this is the direct boxing. This is known as direct boxing. Now the second one we have is implicit. What implicit is? In implicit, if suppose I am creating another variable, okay, x, suppose y. Now I want to unbox this value. Then you can, what you can do is you can directly use xbox. When you're directly using xbox, it will do it automatically. It will do it automatically. Then you don't need to think about it, like what I need to do. So here, if you just print system.out.println, then you can write it. So there are many ways of unboxing it. So either you can do it direct, or either you can use with dot int value or dot any other. So Java unboxing. Okay. So similarly, you have like, it's not like you only have these things. आपके पास कौन कौन से हैं? Like if I'm talking about wrapper class object, तो integer, double, character, also you have boolean one also. आप पे boolean भी है. Okay, you also have boolean. So suppose if I'm saying that, suppose if I'm creating a, if I'm showing another example of conditional, okay, some conditional example I'm showing you. And now in this one, imagine that like there is a boolean variable, and the boolean variable is, I'm saying that is true. This is a variable name. And in this variable, so this is the wrapper class object. And in this wrapper one, I'm storing directly true. I'm directly storing true. Otherwise, you can also store using boolean dot is value. Okay, boolean is true, I think, इस तरह से. But अभी यहाँ पे what I'm doing is I'm writing true. Okay, so what will happen automatically? It will store this true value into this object. Now, when you will write this thing, if is true, if is true, then system dot out dot println. So in this case, what will happen? If I'm printing is true. So guys, in this case also, you know that like this if condition, जो if condition होता है, it only take the primitive value. It only take the primitive value. Primitive basically means your general true false kind of a thing. But right now I have wrapped my true into my wrapper class object. So the answer, the output of this is true should be a address. You already know that like how we used to store objects from the yesterday class in heap or stack. And if you try to print any object, then in that case, it will print the object, matlab the address of that object. Okay. But right now you can see that like I have wrapped this true into this Boolean wrapper class. So if I am writing if is true, then it is doing automatically unboxing, automatic unboxing. ओके, क्योंकि उसको कैसे पता, क्योंकि मैंने तो ये रैपर क्लास का ऑब्जेक्ट लिया है, बिकॉज हाउ इट नोज दैट दिस थिंग, बिकॉज आई हैव टेकन द रैपर क्लास ऑब्जेक्ट, व्हाट इट इज डूइंग द ऑटोमेटिक अनबॉक्सिंग एंड इट इज चेकिंग दैट व्हाट इज द वैल्यू इनसाइड इट, and then it is actually getting true, then it will execute this value. Okay, so in many situation the Java has done things in that way कि even if you are using a wrapper class object, so if some cases in some scenarios if you are directly using that variable, it will do automatically boxing or unboxing. So that's why these things are important. Okay, so now you can basically explore it more, and like you will get a lot of functions here, you can see this, like there are a lot of, and you can use to compare things. One second, I'm checking like if there is anything more. ठीक है, so guys, any doubt, any question, please let me know. Yes, Arijit.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning.
Uh, Sir, actually, sir, I didn't get like many of the things in this
हाँ
boxed
हाँ,
unboxed, sir.
okay.
Actually, I can't connect that to the OJ problems because in the reply the things were different and in the OJ they were very different, sir. So I'm
हम्म,
trying to connect with the OJ, but kind of I'm not try can't connect the things you're
ओके
mentioning,
ओके,
right, sir?
ठीक है, पहले मैं आपको आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग यू दिस थिंग इन अ वेरी सिंपल मैनर, ठीक है, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अभी फॉर एग्जांपल इन दिस केस लाइक मेनी स्टूडेंट आर सेइंग वी डिडंट अंडरस्टैंड दिस, देखो इसमें समझने का कुछ नहीं है, इसमें बस आपको ये समझना है कि रैपर क्लास इज समथिंग लाइक जो हमारा कलेक्शन फ्रेमवर्क है, इफ आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट माई कलेक्शन फ्रेमवर्क, okay,
जी
so
सर.
like just like few things, okay, I'm taking help of you. So
जी
the
सर.
first thing is I was talking about the wrapper class,
जी सर.
but why I was talking to you about the wrapper class, मैं क्यों पढ़ा रहा था wrapper class,
अ,
क्यों, मैं
कि
primitive टाइप्स को भी तो यूज कर सकता हूँ, मुझे क्या जरूरत है, why I need wrapper.
रैपर क्लास ये ऐसा डायनामिक होता है ना सर, मतलब ये चेंज कर सकते हैं,
So
राइट?
basically wrapper class में the first advantage which I'll get is like I can there are many utility methods which actually it provides.
हाँ सर.
Okay, there are a lot of utility methods. And what are those utility methods? Now you can see that everyone, guys, this is a class integer. In this class integer, it is actually providing me lot of functions, okay, which I can use it. So now suppose the one of the function is like this max. Okay, the one of the function is actually max. So suppose if I am saying that जैसे मैं आपको example देता हूँ, like in a fresh page I am starting with problem2.java, problem one, problem two में if I come here, now what will happen is, suppose if I am writing int x equals to 2, okay, int y equal to 3, okay. Now here what will happen is like suppose if I am talking about this thing, मैं इस function के बारे में बात करता हूँ, max के बारे में, okay. Now you can see this thing here, one second, I need to check like if it is showing me. Okay. So basically here you can see that like here I have two values. Okay. Now tell me if I want to find the maximum of both of them, then how will I do it?
मैक्स फिर सर वॉल्यूम जिस तरह होता है सर, इफ मैक्स एक्स इज लेस देन 3 और
Print x,
जी सर.
else print y,
यस सर.
right?
जी सर।
Sorry. X, and the another one is print
वाई।
y. And now if I write it clear, 1 second, and if I execute it, Java problem 2. So if I execute it, let's see what will be my output. 3, because this one is bigger,
जी सर।
राइट? अब मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि आपको ये यूज करने की जरूरत ही क्या है, क्योंकि मतलब ठीक है, यू कैन यूज इट, यू कैन राइट द होल लॉट ऑफ कोड, बट आई एम सेइंग दैट इंटीजर क्लास इज प्रोवाइडिंग यू some function like which you can directly use to find the maximum or minimum. Okay, so let's see. जैसे for example, if I'm saying that like let's see what it return the greatest of two int values. So suppose if I'm saying that int z, z equal to, what you need to write, you need to write integer class का नाम dot max function. What is the name of the function? Max.
यस सर।
And put your those two variable into the parameter. So parameter will be x comma y. Okay. Now if I print my this thing z,
तो बेसिकली सर रैपर क्लास लगाने के लिए हमें एरे लिस्ट या फिर उसकी कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है, मतलब हम लोग उसका एक सब्स्टिट्यूट करके कर सकते हैं। सब्स्टिट्यूट मतलब जिस तरह हम लोगों ने नॉर्मल प्रिमिटिव टाइप किया था तो उसका एक सब्स्टिट्यूट आ गया, बस यही फ़र्क है।
right? तो उन्होंने what they have done is they are saying that कि when you are using this int x, it is not providing you any advantage. It is just you can use it for calculation, but you are not getting any utility methods. इसलिए now what they are saying is you can also do this thing. Suppose you want to reverse that number. Okay, suppose you want to reverse the number, so you can see this another function. So if I write int k equal to basically, and suppose if I'm writing this 215, okay, and here if I write integer dot and reverse, and you just need to give the number, मैं दे रहा हूँ यहाँ पे x, so what it is saying that you just need to give the reverse number and you will get the reverse order. So if I just print it, let's see what will happen. Here what I will do is I will put the k here. Now in this one, problem 3 dot, sorry, problem 2 dot, okay, what it is doing, I need to check. Return the value obtained by reversing the order of the bits in the two's complement. Actually, it is doing something different. ठीक है, it is not actually reversing the basically the digit, but it what it is doing is it is actually मतलब doing some twos complement band representation. But ठीक है, हमें अभी वो नहीं चाहिए. But you can see that like if you want to do the sum of two numbers, you can also use it with integer dot sum. You can give two parameters, and similarly there are a lot of things which it is doing. And like if you want to convert that number into string also, you can use toString. ToString basically means if you are saying that I want to convert this number to string, which number you want to convert? You want to convert this number like x. आप इस x को convert करना चाहते हो string में. If you want to convert this number, then in that case on the left side you need, it should be a string ना, because you are storing a string variable. So here if I'm writing s, so what it will do, this integer dot string will convert this variable into a string automatically for you. You're not writing any code for it. These are known as utility methods, which you are getting under the integer class. Okay. So when I was saying na ki like doing boxing and unboxing, when I was saying, so here you can see that is S for S, it is printing 215. So now when I was saying boxing or unboxing, what it means is like you can store also int x equal to 2, but now other than doing calculation, it is no use. You cannot do anything with that. But if you are actually using integer x, then you can do a lot of things with this. Either you can, what you can do is, suppose if I'm give you an example, okay, suppose if I'm writing that int y, now you can play with this like with this thing integer dot, what are how many functions you have a lot of functions, you can use any one of it. Getting it?
गेटिंग इट सर।
So this is the benefit which you are getting it like from this one. And now when I'm writing integer x, integer y equal to, sorry, integer z equal to 3, तो होता क्या था generally in the previous example, I have seen that if you want to create a integer variable, I was saying that ki there are three ways. Either you can do direct boxing. Direct boxing mein basically what we used to do is if you want to insert some number, insert value inside this box number, then you need to write integer dot value 777. Okay, but I'm saying that this is a one way. Another direct way is you can also directly write this way. It will automatically do the boxing. देखो जब आप when you are packing something, then what you are doing is you are writing all this thing, you are doing all this stuff. आपने क्या करा, डब्बा निकाला, डब्बे के अंदर you put 777 and now you are wrapping it into
सर
the
एक और चीज़
integer.
सर, तो हम
हाँ
लोग इसमें फोर लूप लगा के भी यूज़ कर सकते हैं, लाइक आई अगर हम लोग ये दिए तो उसी हिसाब से चलेगा जिस तरह से हम लोग मतलब नॉर्मल इंटीजर्स को देते हैं।
हाँ, तो बेसिकली क्या है कि जनरली यू कैन मतलब यू कैन डू दैट, बट द मेन थिंग हियर इज कि जब आप व्हेन यू आर रनिंग अ लूप, ठीक है,
यस सर।
जैसे मैं इसमें बोलता हूँ, इसमें कहता हूँ कि इसका काम ना सिर्फ दो चीजों के लिए है मोस्टली. Like the one thing is कि suppose you are doing some kind of like when you want to wrap it somewhere into a क्या आप इसको wrapper class में wrap करना चाहते हो. Now the second thing is कि when you are using loop, so use के for using loop you can just use the simple variables.
ओके सर, मतलब लूप के लिए हम लोग सिंपल वेरिएबल यूज़ करेंगे।
हाँ, लूप के लिए सिंपल वेरिएबल यूज करो, बट ये वाला आपका कहाँ काम आएगा, एक तो इफ यू वांट टू अप्लाई सम काइंड ऑफ ऑपरेशंस, यू कैन सी दैट इफ यू वांट टू कन्वर्ट दैट वैल्यू इनटू इंटीजर, if you want to apply sum and all this kind of thing, don't worry, we will see with some when we'll solving some problems. Okay, in terms of wrapper class, the second advantage here is कि जो हमारे वो होते हैं like our collection framework, like you have learned array list.
यस
Okay,
सर।
array list only take like objects. Okay, you cannot directly write int. So here in the first example, I mentioned this thing, na, कि in the array list, when you are mentioning it, like I want to create the array of which one. So you need to write the, आपको सिर्फ क्लास एक ऐसा लिखना पड़ेगा जो ऑब्जेक्ट हो. You cannot write small double. Small double is a primitive one.
अगर सर मैंने डबल यूज़ लिखा और इंटीजर यूज़ किया तो वो होगा कि नहीं होगा सर काम?
Like if you are using, हाँ, double के अंदर you can store ना integer, that will work.
बट हम लोग स्ट्रिंग हम स्टोर नहीं कर सकते।
हाँ, स्ट्रिंग स्टोर नहीं कर सकते. इफ यू वांट टू स्टोर स्ट्रिंग, देन जस्ट चेंज दिस डबल टू स्ट्रिंग.
ओके सर।
ओके, दैट विल क्रिएट एरे ऑफ
और
स्ट्रिंग्स.
सर कैरेक्टर भी स्टोर कर सकते हैं क्या सर डबल
कैरेक्टर
में?
भी है, लाइक वी आल्सो हैव कैरेक्टर रैपर क्लास. Okay, getting it? So wrapper class is actually just providing. So when we're solving the question, then you will understand a lot of things. So guys, let's come to the next concept. Okay, hash maps. Because hash maps I cannot discuss until I haven't discussed this wrapper class. Okay, because there we will be using it. Now, like when I'm talking about a hash maps, so let's start with this thing. Hash maps. So what is hash maps? Hash map is something like the main thing is the key value pair. Key value pair is the concept actually. Okay. So in Java, we used to implement this key value pair using hash maps. Okay. Now you know that like when I'm talking about you know that like there are a lot of things we used to store using key value. For example, when you are going into the dictionary, in the dictionary, suppose you are looking for something. Suppose in the dictionary you want to looking for some a word. Okay, suppose you are looking for a word sport. So what you are doing is you know the key, and based on this sport, you will find the meaning of it, whatever the meaning is there. Okay, so we used to say that like this is our key and this is our value. Lot of things in real life we used to search using key only. If you go to your kitchen, and in your kitchen if you want to find a particular kind of dal, okay, then you know that all the boxes are of steel kind, then it is very difficult. If you want to search for any particular, then you need to open like each of the box. So what is the best way? In each of the box put a tag, like what is which like which dal it is. Okay, and or dal or masala or anything. Based on that, it will help you to find those things. Similarly, in this programming, they have actually created another data structure which is known as key value pair. They say that sometimes data, to find the data, we need a key only. Okay, you know that, like similarly in like in real world where we are using actually this thing. So you know that, like government has actually started this thing, Aadhaar card. Okay, so with corresponding your Aadhaar number, they can find your whole information. The whole information, they just need your Aadhaar number. And with respect to your Aadhaar number, they can find all the information with respect to you. So this is also an example of key value pair, because this is a key and they are getting a value, because key is easy to remember. Key is easy to remember and there is only one ID, and with that one ID we can detect all the information. Okay. Similarly, like when I'm talking about in school may you already know that every student is actually mapped their roll number with their name or something. All information you can get it. So if their roll number is one is Sohan, and you can also get his marks and everything. Like you just need to type in marks. But in their softwares, when I'm talking about software, suppose in school software, there will be some student ID. There will be some student ID, and the student ID is something like K123. And if in the software, if they are typing K123, corresponding to that, all the informations are coming in your mobile phone. In If I take an example of your mobile phone, you already know that if you are searching for a number, then you just scroll down on some names. Okay, you know that from A to Z there are a lot of names are written. You just need to search it, select the name, and automatically you will get the value. What is the value? The phone number. Okay, but on the first screen you can only see the names. So a lot of applications are created on this basis only, key and value. Okay, similarly if I take an example of WhatsApp, when you want to send a message, you know that what are the keys are the name of the people, because when you open a WhatsApp you only find the names of the people. And when you actually, suppose the person name is Sohan, and if you open the chat box, if you click on that Sohan name, then you will get the whole chats. So here the key is the name and the value is the chat. Getting it? Because you are searching some chat through the name of that person. It is not remember that I have done this that conversation at that time, but it is easy to remember that to whom I did that conversation. Getting it? I hope you got a lot of context, like what is actually like this thing. What is key value pair? Guys, getting it? Okay, so now I'm coming to this one. When I'm talking about, there are some key concepts which you need to understand. Okay, and guys, don't worry about the wrapper class, because wrapper class is something which we will be using a lot in while writing the code. It's not like a particular kind of thing just may will do a practice. It's something like a kind of a useful library which we will be using mostly when we'll be using array list and hash maps. So I'll tell you like how. Now the key concepts are, the first key concept is the key value pair. Key value pair. Okay, key value pair, I have already explained you that whenever we are storing some information, we will always store in the format of key and value, but there we need to decide that what is key and what is value. The second thing is key Java collection framework. Okay, collection framework actually provides us one data structure which is known as hash maps. It actually provides us one data structure which is known as hash map. And hash map is something name of that data structure through which we can store key and value. We can store key and value. And whenever you want to find any information, you just need to type the key of it. And using that key, you can find the value. The third one is The third one is there is no indexing. There is no indexing inside the hash map. Indexing is not there. मतलब there are no index. जैसे array में होता है array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, array of 3. There is nothing like in hash maps. Hash map is saying that if you want you some information, give me the key. Using that key, I'll give you the information. Okay. So it is very similar like when you are going to the bank. So when you're saying that, ma'am, I want to ask like what is the limit of my like account? It's something like how much money I can hold in that account. So you can say that the bank person will ask you, okay, sir, please tell me your customer ID. And when you are writing customer ID, so based on that key, they're like finding out your account. Okay, what is your bank balance? What is your type? And everything they are getting just by your customer ID. So there are no indexing. They are not saying that, "Ki, sir, please tell me your index." They say they are just asking this thing, "Ki, sir, please tell me your customer ID." Because if I put my customer ID, then based on that, I will first find the information. Now let's see how we can define the hash map. हम hash map बनाते कैसे हैं? So if I'm talking about hash map, so hash map actually created like this. Hash map and like string, comma, integer, and now age equals to, suppose, new hash map. So guys, this is the syntax of writing hash map. And in this one, these are the two places where we used to define our key and value. What will be our key and what will be our value? What is the type of our key? And just focus on one thing. These are not a primitive types. These are the object of wrapper class. Okay, these are the object of. That's why I was saying that कि collection framework जो होता है, in which you are learning array list and hash map, they only accept the wrapper class. They only accept the object, and object is only possible with the wrapper class. Okay, that's why developer has created the separate integer class, string class, boolean class, character class. Okay, getting it? Yeah, it's not like hash map is slow, but if you are saying that if you are comparing with primitive and non-primitive, like if you are saying that if I'm using integer x or int x, integer x, so definitely जो ये वाला है, this is very fast and this is like slow because it is actually stored as an object ना. And it is the task of this one is very मतलब बहुत little है because you just need to, if you want to do addition, subtraction, if you want to involve this in calculation, something like this. Okay, primitive, actually there is no primitive string. Okay, whatever you are doing na, like when you are writing this string s, so this was actually a wrapper class. वो जो आपने स्टार्टिंग में पढ़ा था, that was not a data type, वो धोखा था. Okay, so till this point, when you were every time when you were creating the string, that was actually a wrapper class object because we have no option like in Java if you want to create a primitive string. So till this time, when you were using this string class, because if you just directly find on the this thing na Java docs, if you just directly find the string. So basically you will find the string class also. So you can see that like this is a string class created by developer. And every time when you were creating the string, so that was the wrapper class actually. ओके, तो कोई बात नहीं, वो झूठ आज आपके लिए काम आया because every time when you were creating the string, that was not the primitive type, that was only the wrapper class. And now you have, I'm just telling you, you have the accessibility of using all these functions. So when you were using this char at na, you never asked it कि if I want to get that value, so you can see that you were using like in case of string, I told you na, like you can use all these strings, index of, last index, length. So you were also using length at that time. I think you have used it lot many times, but you never asked कि it is not possible with int, it is not possible with char, how it is possible with string. तो क्योंकि आपने सवाल नहीं पूछा, तो इसलिए आपको भी जवाब बताने, आपको हम बता नहीं पाए उस टाइम पे. But right now, the everything is actually disclosed because you were using the wrapper class string. That's why you were able to use all these functions like length. And now you have accessibility of, you can use all these one, lowercase and everything. Okay, getting it? So that is the main point. Now I created something. Now writing problem 3 dot Java. If I open this now if I want to create a hash map, then it will be something like this: string and integer. And I want like a key of string and integer because I want to store the age information. And in this one, so basically what I want is, why I'm creating this hash map in this problem, I want to solve this thing. I want to store in the left side, I want to store the person name. And in the left side, I want to store the age of the person. Okay. So suppose Ram, Shyam, Ramesh. So in the left side, what I'm doing is I'm storing a name. On the right side, I want to store the age. 20, 30, 35. Okay. So these are the things. This is the thing which I want to create with hash map. So you can see that left side RAM and right side age. So now let's do it. So first I was creating hash map. Then in the left side, I was writing string. I'm saying that my key should be of the name and my value should be of like the integer. Age equal to, now here I've given the data type name. Now I will write new hash map. Now I'll create in this way. Now after that, what I will do is I will write age dot basically put age dot put. Now in the left side, let's see what I want is I want ram comma, then you need to put the value. So guys, what I'll do is I'll just open the hash map. Okay. So now if I want to insert some information, so you can see that like this is the way how you can create the hash map. Okay. And like if I want to put some information, let's go to P. Where is P? So you can see that if you want to put information, you need to put key and value K, comma V. Okay. Associate the specified value key in the map. So if I click on this, then you will get everything here. Okay. So it will return the value associated with key or null if there is no mapping. So what it is returning? It is returning the complete hash map. So this is the put. I'm putting Ram and Ram with the age 20. So age put Ram. So here I'll copy it. I'll again put the second value, the Sham and Ramesh. Sham and Ramesh. So basically here the value is 30 and 35. 30 and 35. So basically here you can see that I have actually created this thing, age. And now if I print system.out.println, and if I print age, now you can see that Java problem 3.java. Now this is a simple thing. In this way, I have actually stored all these values. Okay, I need to import the hash map because this is the library. So guys, remember one thing, everything actually comes under, you need to first write import, then write Java. Under Java folder, there is something known as util. So everything is actually present inside util. Then just write the library name, which if you want hash map, then write hash map. If you want array list, then write array list. Array list. Okay. So everything is actually comes under java.util. तो इसमें मैं लिखूंगा hash map. Okay. Now if I run it, if I run this, let's see what will happen. Okay. So guys, you can see that this is what happened. Now I want you to basically what you need to do is you need to write a code. Okay. Basically what I want on the left side, I want this thing like the country name, Japan, and the right side there will be Tokyo. In the left side there will be Germany. Okay. Both are of string type, and the right side is Berlin. Okay. The left side is India and the right side is New Delhi. So guys, quickly do this exercise. Just quickly implement this one and like you need to use hash. Yes, Abhishek.
सर जिस ऑर्डर में सर जैसे राम का एज 20 है, श्याम का 30 है, तो सर यहाँ पे सर उसी ऑर्डर में क्यों नहीं आया सर? श्याम का पहले क्यों दिख रहा है, फिर रमेश
Okay,
का दिख
okay,
रहा है, फिर राम?
okay, okay. There is one more thing. Sorry. Like when I was explaining this thing, na, the hash map part. 1 second. when I was explaining this thing, तो यहाँ पे मैं आपको एक और बात बताना चाहता था, like there is no indexing as well as there is no order. Okay, the output will not be in that order like at which you are storing. There is no guarantee actually. Okay, so this is actually this actually comes under the property of this one. There will be no indexing and there will be no proper order. So yeah, just try to implement this one where the left side I'm actually storing the country name and the right side the capital of it. Okay, thank you, Abhishek. Quickly do it. ठीक है, so guys done. Okay. ठीक है, so what I'll do, I'll copy any one of the student code, and 1 second. problem4.java. Okay, so I'm pasting here. So guys, this is Ritika's code and I copied it. Now you can see that like what I have done, hash map, those are two strings, key and value. And here I'm putting here, like just put name dot put Java, like the key and the value. So country and the capital name. So if I'll write Java problem for, sorry, problem for it should be. Okay, so now you can see that like there are four things and the company key and values are actually getting printed here. So this is how we can do this. Okay, I hope everyone understood this. Any confusion, any doubt? ठीक है. So now let's come to the next part. Is there any way to change the line? Which line? After every country name. Indexing order, you cannot do anything. You cannot do anything with the ordering, okay? Because वो हमारे हाथ में नहीं है इसमें actually, क्योंकि ordering is something like kind of a default thing. How to remove the curly bracket? Which curly bracket? अच्छा, these one. Okay, no यार, these you cannot remove these curly brackets. This is the syntax of hash maps. But if you want to print in a beautiful manner, so that part we will see. वो अभी हम देखेंगे. Okay, you're saying that like in your output, if you don't want it, then how you can, like how you can print that part. ठीक है. So now guys, let's move to the next thing. So previously what we were doing is we created the hash maps. Now I'll copy this code and I'll go to the problem5.java. Okay, so now you already know that like when you were inserting the value, so this is how we were actually inserting the value. Now suppose if you want to access some value, okay, then how will you, basically in this one, what is happening कि आप यहाँ पे you are actually printing all the, because when I was writing name, so we were printing all the values. But if I want a particular value, then we have something, a special function which is known as get. So if I just take you there, and in this one, you can see that we have something known as get, and you just need to give the key name. So in the get, I'll just give the key name, and in using this get, what will happen? It will give me the output. Now what will happen? Using this get, we'll get the key name. So New Delhi, because it is India written. Now, if I want to remove someone, if I want to remove something, then what I will do is I will write name dot remove. Okay. And you just need to write, suppose if I want to delete Germany, let's see what will happen. And here in this one, I'll try to print all the countries. Okay. So here I'll try to print all the countries after deleting one. So let's see what will happen. Now the first output is coming New Delhi. Now you can see that Germany has deleted. Why? Because I have used the remove function. Okay. Now if I want to check that whether any key exists or not, if I want to check that whether any key exists or not, so you can see that like there is something known as contains key. Okay, it will return true if this maps containing a mapping. So suppose if I am writing copy and if I'm pasting here, so I want to check that whether that any particular key exists or not. I'm saying contains key, and I want to check that whether India exists inside that one or not. So in that case, so let's see what will happen. So you can see that it is returning true. So if it is returning true, then I can say that like if names dot contains key India, I can also use it directly here. Okay. And if it is returning true, then I can say that println India is present. Okay. So if I, so how to put so many input in one put, that I need to check. Okay. Whether that exists or not. Might be. Okay. वो देखना पड़ेगा. So, but for now, you have seen that like this is the way how we used to insert things in this one. And like, so this is the way how we were removing thing. This is how the way we are actually accessing thing. And this is how we were actually checking that whether that key exists here or not. Now let's come to the next one that is known as iterating over hash maps. Okay, if you want to run a loop in hash maps, then how will you do it? If you want to loop in hash maps. Okay. So basically, when you want to run a hash map, so there are two ways. Okay, there are two ways through which you can like do this thing. The first thing is like using a entry set, using a entry set, using entry set, and the second one is actually using for each loop, using for each loop. So these are the two ways जिसके through what we can do is we can print those things. Now, suppose if I want to like run a loop in the hash map, so the simple method, first I'm explaining you the simple method. So suppose if I'm copying this case only, problem6.java. And here I'm writing problem6. Now I want to run a loop in this one. So the first thing is what we can do is the first thing I'm explaining you is with for each loop. Okay. The, the first thing I want to explain you is with basically for each loop. So like if I'm saying that for each loop, but इसमें basically what we can do is I can print key and value separately. I can print the key and value separately. So how we used to do is we used to do it using key set. हम इसको करते हैं key set के through. Key set. Okay. So let's see, is there any example? Is there anything? Key set. So you can see that there is something known as key set. So what it will do is it will actually return the keys only. It will return the keys only. So let's see how we can write the basically how we can write the for each loop for this one. So if you want to only print the keys, अगर आप सिर्फ key को print करना चाहते हो, so we have Japan, India, and Germany. Now tell me what is the type of this one? What is the data type? What is the type of this one? This is actually string. So what you need to do is you need to write string, and then you need to write s. Okay, or you can write key. It up to you. Okay, there is no मतलब कोई वो नहीं है, like you can put any variable. Then you need to put the variable name, like the name, and then put key set. Okay, when you are writing key set, then what will happen? Automatically your all keys will come inside this s. So if I am writing system.out.println, so if I just print s, so what will happen? This name.keyset will provide all the keys, and when this iteration will happen, it will get printed. So problem6.java. So Java. So now Japan, Germany, and India. Okay, now you can see that like it is actually getting printed in this manner. So this is the main thing. Now, if you want to print the values, let's see how we can do it. Okay. Now, if I want to print the values, always remember that what is the type of the value? So type of the value is string only. So I will put string s only. Now, if I want the values only, then in that case, I will not use the key set. Then in that case, I have something very different, which is known as values. Okay. So I will use name dot values. If I use values, then in that case, if it will run, then in that case, it will provide me the like keys are actually I'm getting separately and I'm getting values separately. Okay. So now you can see that the last three thing are the values. But now you can ask me this thing कि what if I want to print it using this thing only? क्या मेरे को इसके थ्रू प्रिंट करना मेरे को दोनों प्रिंट करनी है. What if I want to print both? Then for that we have something known as entry set. Okay. Then in that case we have something known as entry set. And using entry set we can actually we can print the key and values. So now let's see how we can do it. इसका थोड़ा सा लिखने का तरीका वैसा है but कोई बात नहीं, like you will understand it. So problem 7. And now suppose if I want to do it, then how will I do it? I will write for, okay. Now I'll write for, then I will write map dot, okay, map dot. Now you can see that like this is something known as entry set, okay, map dot entry set. तो गाइज एक चीज मैं बस आपको बताना चाहता हूं कि इसमें ऑलवेज रिमेंबर वन थिंग कि यहाँ पे when I was taking this example, at this point when I'm doing the iteration, when I'm running the loop, ठीक है, जब मैं loop चला रहा हूँ, when I'm running the loop, I know that all these things are of string type. All these things are of a string type. So that's why in the left side, I created string s because I know that when the loop will run, automatically at each point, I need to print the string. Similarly, for name dot values, I know that like each of the value is string. But when I will run the loop with return entry set, then you can see that what it is saying that it is returning a set. ओके बट यहाँ पे अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पे इट इज एक्चुअली रिटर्निंग द कलेक्शन व्यूज बेसिकली मीन्स मतलब वो वैल्यूज को रिटर्न करेगा बट राइट नाउ यू आर सीइंग दिस थिंग इट इज सेइंग दैट इट इज रिटर्निंग अ सेट ओके सो व्हाट सेट मीन्स इज सेट इज अ सेपरेट डेटा स्ट्रक्चर इन कलेक्शंस जो सेट होता है हमारा दिस इज अ सेपरेट डेटा स्ट्रक्चर इन कलेक्शन बट वी आर नॉट स्टडिंग राइट नाउ अभी हम वो नहीं पढ़ रहे हैं okay we'll not be studying like in this part in this programming course in this PR 101 or you can say that in this unit 1 we'll not be learning the set but right now we can see that it is returning a set okay so if you want to basically if you want to like execute a code so let's see first what I will do here is मैं यहाँ पे इसको हटाता हूँ मैं यहाँ पे इसको हटाता हूँ नाउ फर्स्ट आई पुट अ कोलन हियर एंड लेफ्ट साइड को आई जस्ट कीप इट एज इट इज अभी आई एम नॉट राइटिंग एनीथिंग सो व्हाट आई डू हियर इज आई राइट नेम ये तो ऐड करना पड़ेगा so I have added 3 so now let's look into the right side only name dot entry set so basically now what I'm doing here is on the right side I have written the entry set so this is my entry set where is my entry set so this is my entry set okay this is my entry set now this entry set I have written in the right side now on the left side if I want to on the left side if I want to create a on the left side if I want to basically get the value then उसके लिए मुझे क्या करना पड़ेगा I need to use the map okay map dot entry guys 1 second I'll find the easy way to explain this just 1 minute ठीक है। सो गाइज व्हाट यू विल डू ना, इसको छोड़ो, ये मेथड ही उड़ा देते हैं। ओके, इस मेथड ही को पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है। Let's come to only one method. Just stick to one thing. Very easy thing. Okay. What we will do is I will write for, okay, for, and I will just only print my keys. I will not print my values only. Okay. At this point. So what I will do it, I will write key. Okay. I'll write K colon. Okay. Just see this thing very carefully. I'm just telling you the simple thing, key set. Okay. And now just forget everything. So here in when the name dot key set will run, in this case, what will happen? System.out.println, I will get my keys. So if I just print my key and if I run it, so problem 7.java. Okay, so this is the way how we used to, I'm creating the key set. So guys, let me know like whether you understood it, like how the keys are actually getting printed. Okay, now if I want to print the values, just in the same code, do one thing, system.out.println. Now you know that like if you know the keys, then definitely you have the key value, then you can write name dot, like I already explained you, like if you want to print a particular key, then you need to just write name dot get and the key name. So here in this one, name dot get, and here just put the key name. And what is key? It is K, whatever the value is coming from here. And now if I run it, let's see what will happen. I'll get the value also. Okay, can you see that? Like you are getting key and value. Like suppose if you are saying that I want this output together. So I'm saying that K plus colon plus, and I'm putting name dot get key here only. So if I just remove this line, so here I put the key plus and name dot get key. You already know that how you can get the values. So this is Japan, Tokyo, and Germany, Berlin, India, New Delhi. Got it? Just remove that complicated ways of printing it. Okay, just remember only this way, and this will work. And like because you know that like when you're running a loop in the key set, you're at any point you are getting the keys, and if you just do name dot get key, you will get your values. So guys, let me know whether you understood it or not. Okay. Now let's solve some problem, because when we'll solve the problem, then you will understand like things better. Problem 8.java. Now the problem is, suppose imagine that people have actually, I'm actually solving a voting system problem. Okay. Now imagine that people has given votes to few people. Okay. And like there is something like if I'm writing, like suppose Ram Mohan was actually stand in the election. Ram Mohan Suraj, and again like there are also another vote got by Ram, and like Charlie. Okay, now if you want this Ram thing, like here if I'm writing, okay. So now here if I'm writing instead of Ram, if I'm saying that the another vote which is got by Suraj. Now at the end, if I say like how many of them actually got how many votes. So Ram got how many votes? One and two votes. So I will write two. Mohan, how many votes he got? He got one vote, because one like name of the Mohin is actually mentioned once. How many votes Suraj got? Suraj got two votes. Okay, and Charlie got one vote. So guys, what we need to do is we need to implement something like this so that we can count the vote. And in our string, we will be having all the names. Okay, so let's see what I will be doing. So here I'm copying this code. I'm writing here problem 8. Okay. Now what I'll do is, here you can see that hash map, and I'll remove everything from this one. I'm writing everything from scratch. I'm writing string, and suppose these are the votes. These are the votes, and in the votes are of, suppose, Ram, Mohan, Suraj. Okay, and then again Ram got the vote, and then again uh, Charlie, and again imagine that like Ram got the votes and Suraj got the votes. So basically this is the thing which I need to implement. Now what I need to do is I need to give the output in this format. Tell me what will be the key and what will be the value. What is the data type for key and what will be the data type for value if I want creating the hash map. String and integer. Okay. So basically what I'll do, hash map, and if I'm writing hash map, so what I'll do, I'll write string comma integer. Okay, so left side string and right side integer, and here I'm saying that vote count, so this is my variable name. I'm writing new hash map. uh, so basically what I'll do is, now here you can see that here I'm getting this thing. Now what I'll do is I will run a loop. I will run a loop in this one for string vote, and the vote will run till votes and system. So this is capital string. Now if I print this thing vote, now let's see what will happen. So here I'm printing the vote value plus the key and value. Like let's see what is the default value. What is the default value will get printed. So here I'm writing vote count dot get and here I'll write vote. So basically this, instead of vote I'll write key. यहाँ पे मैं key लिखता हूँ, ये मेरा key है, and using this key I will be getting the values. So let's see problem 8.java. So if I run this, let's see what will happen. It is saying that string integer. So by default, everyone is actually getting null. So you can see that everyone, every value, the default value is actually null right now, because I have actually created the hash map. Okay, and now I'm checking that key. Okay, whether basically what I'm doing is, when I'm checking, because right now the hash map is empty. Okay, we haven't stored the any hash value of these things. So when I'm running the loop with this key tell me what is the value which is present, what is the value of this key, and what is the value of basically what is the value of this one. One second, I have run the loop in votes. ठीक है, तो अभी मैं आपको समझाता हूँ. Okay, so first of all, I'll just pick any one of you. So like, जिसकी help से I'll solve this problem. Okay, Vishnu, can you hear me?
Yeah. Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon. So Vishnu, the main thing here is you can see that like here what I'm doing is I'm running the loop in the votes.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I'm running the loop, so votes is an array, string votes is an array. Now when I'm running the loop, then what I'm doing is I'm actually printing the keys. ओके, मैं की भी नहीं
Yes.
बोलता हूँ इसको क्योंकि अभी हैश मैप नहीं है, तो मैं इसको बोल देता हूँ x. Is it
Okay,
okay
sir.
if I just say x to it? Now if I run the loop, let's see what will happen. पहले इसको देखते हैं what will happen in this one, because here I'm running the loop in this one. So all the names will get printed.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, why all the names get printed?
Because vote is directly X.
हाँ, क्योंकि votes क्या है, string array है.
Yeah.
Okay, and now when I'm running through the loop, so X is actually first here, then here, then here. So when the loop is running, then it is printing all the names: Ram, Mohan, Suraj, Ram, Charlie, Ram, Suraj. Okay.
Yes.
Now what I will do is I will check कि अगर if my hash map of, like, if my, I can say that if my vote count dot get, okay, if my
Yes, sir.
vote count dot get, वन सेकेंड, यहाँ पे हमारे पे एक फंक्शन भी था ना, contains. I can use directly that one. So you know that like this contains key.
Yes, sir.
ठीक है, तो मैं यहाँ पे डाल देता हूँ contains key. Now tell me what this contains key will do. ये contains key करता क्या है?
सर ये नल प्रिंट करेगा.
अगर अगर कोई की नहीं होगी इसके अंदर,
या यस सर.
ठीक है, अगर इसके अंदर कोई की नहीं होगी तो व्हाट इट विल प्रिंट, इट विल प्रिंट नल.
यस सर.
So if I print here x here, if I print here x, because x is actually giving me all these values na, Ram, Mohan.
Yes.
So if I print x here and system dot out dot print ln, and I'm just writing hi here, okay, to see whether this will get executed or not. ठीक है,
या यस सर.
मतलब जहाँ पे अटके हो वो बता देना, क्योंकि बाकी सारे लोग like it is they are understanding from you only na, because when I'm, so whatever doubt you get, just feel free to ask me. Now you can see that like when I printed this value, so this value, this high, never get executed at any of the stage. Why?
सर ये वाला कंटेन सेकंड इफ वाला रन ही नहीं हुआ मे बी.
देखो अभी हम इस लूप को देख रहे हैं, ठीक है.
या यस सर.
When the loop is running on votes, what is votes? Votes is this.
स्ट्रिंग वैल्यू.
Now, this is string votes. Now when I'm running a loop, X loop on this votes, so X will contain first Ram. Okay.
यस सर.
Now X is containing Ram. So here, if I print Ram, so Ram will get printed.
यस सर.
Now after that, if I'm coming to this point, now you can see that we are checking with this function contains key, whether this key, matlab Ram, is exist inside it or not. It is present.
यस सर.
और अभी मेरा हैश मैप ये है, ये मेरा हैश मैप है, एंड इन दिस हैश मैप नथिंग इज देयर. अभी ये हैश मैप है मेरा, जिसके अंदर अभी कुछ नहीं है. तो नाउ टेल मी, इफ इट इज चेकिंग इन दिस राम, इज दिस राम प्रेजेंट अभी इनसाइड इन दिस हैश मैप?
यस सर.
नहीं, कहाँ है, ये तो खाली है ना पूरा. हैश मैप मेरा
ऊपर
ये
अभी
है.
एक्स में अभी प्रेजेंट हो गया ना सर. यहाँ पे वो पहले एक्स के बाद लिया, फिर प्रिंट कराया एक्स का, फिर वो तो वहाँ पे ले लिया ना राम को पहले,
देखो देखो
फिर
देखो फिर
नीचे
से,
आया.
अगेन अगेन. ओके,
यस सर.
दिस इज द हैश मैप. This is a hash map I created.
या यस सर.
Is this empty right now?
यस सर.
Can I write this thing, hash map, and the empty box? Empty.
यस सर.
अभी कुछ नहीं है उसके अंदर, ना कोई की है ना वैल्यू, नथिंग इज
हाँ
देयर.
या अंडरस्टैंड.
Okay. Now here I'm running my loop on votes.
या यस सर.
Now when X will run on this votes, so first X will come at this place. X is containing Ram, right?
राम. यस सर.
Now here I will come to the next line, this one. X will print, what X will print?
राम.
Ram will get printed. ये print हो गया.
यस सर.
Now it will come to this line number 15.
ओके.
मतलब इसके बाद तो इसी में आएगा ना यार, क्योंकि लूप यहाँ
यस
तक
सर।
है, लूप
यस
तो
सर।
यहाँ से यहाँ तक चल रहा है ना, तो वो तो वहां से रिपीट होगा। तो नाउ इफ इट इज एक्चुअली कमिंग टू दिस प्लेस, नाउ वोट काउंट मतलब दिस थिंग is containing key x or not. So basically it is checking whether this ram is present in this hash map. Is it present?
नो सर।
हाँ मतलब दिख रहा है ना, खाली तो है।
यस सर।
हाँ इसके अंदर अभी है नहीं, तो वही क्या रिटर्न करेगा, दिस विल रिटर्न फॉल्स।
यस सर, फॉल्स।
So if it is returning false, then that means this thing will not get executed.
एग्जीक्यूट नहीं होगा। यस सर।
सही बात है।
यस सर।
तो अब मैं दूसरी चीज दिखाता हूँ। लेट सपोज व्हाट आई डू, आई राइट अ एल्स ऑफ इट। मैं इसका एल्स लिख देता हूँ, print ln, okay, not executed, this is the name of the function, getting it? अब देखो,
यस।
अब what will happen, again see this thing, again I am taking the hash map is my empty। कहीं भी फंसो ना सीधा बोलना, ठीक है, like you are not
यस
getting
सर।
it, totally free, you are totally free to that। Now here you can see that string vote, now my x is actually running on votes, so first my x is containing ram,
यस सर।
x is containing ram। Now when x is containing ram, this x will get printed,
यस सर।
so ram should be my output, it should come on my screen।
ब्राउन।
Now if I am saying that vote dot contain count contains key x, क्या is it containing ram?
नो
Hash,
सर, इट इज फॉल्स।
कहाँ है हैश मैप, इसके अंदर कहाँ है राम, अभी अभी तो डाला ही नहीं मैंने,
नहीं सर। यस सर,
नहीं, है
इट्स
ना, अभी तो
फॉल्स।
खाली दिस इज है, तो दिस विल गिव मी फॉल्स,
यस सर।
दैट मीन्स इट विल गेट एग्जीक्यूटेड, नॉट एग्जीक्यूटेड,
नॉट एग्जीक्यूटेड।
आउटपुट ही आना चाहिए इसके बाद, नॉट एग्जीक्यूटेड,
यस सर।
ठीक है। नाउ लेट्स कम टू द नेक्स्ट वन, एक्स विल कम टू मोहन।
यस सर।
Now after coming to Mohan, it will print the name of Mohan because I am printing here.
मोहन।
Mohan will get printed. Now here it will check whether Mohan is here or not. Is right now Mohan is present in hash map?
नो।
No, क्यों खाली है ना पूरा, अभी कुछ डाला ही
यस
नहीं
सर।
है मैंने। So Mohan, now after that it will come to else because it is returning false. Now it will come to not executed. So that means my output should be Suraj not executed, Charlie
राम
Ram
नॉट
not
एग्जीक्यूटेड।
executed. Output should be like in this way. Got it?
सूरज नॉट एग्जीक्यूटेड। यस सर।
क्योंकि मैंने किसी जगह पे हैश मैप में अभी इंसर्ट कर रखने का कोड लिखा ही नहीं है। आई हैवंट राइट एनीवेयर लाइक इन दिस कोड लाइक वेयर आई एम इंसर्टिंग समथिंग टू द हैश मैप। ओके, नाउ इफ
यस
आई
सर।
रन इट, लेट्स सी व्हाट विल हैपन। लेट्स एक बार रन करके देखते हैं whether it is actually printing the same thing or not, which I was saying. Ram not executed, Mohan not executed, Suraj not executed. Can you see that?
यस सर।
अब now let's do one thing. Let's do one thing. ठीक है, अब you know that कि if it is actually coming into this else, if it is coming into this else, what it means, वो अगर else में आ रहा है इसका मतलब क्या है, that key doesn't exist in the hash map।
यस सर।
okay, तो what I will do
वैल्यू
is,
नहीं दी।
हाँ तो what I will do is in my vote count I will insert that, that value, ठीक है, key with value, what is the value which I am inserting right now, 1।
वन।
getting it?
यस सर।
बट अभी लेट्स सी व्हाट विल हैपन। अब हम देखते हैं अब क्या होता है।
राम राम वन ऐसे।
अब देखते हैं पहले क्या होगा, ठीक है। सो अगेन व्हाट आई एम डूइंग इज आई एम क्रिएटिंग माय हैश मैप, दिस इज राइट नाउ माय हैश मैप इज एम्प्टी। नाउ माय एक्स लूप विल रन, एक्स विल कम टू राम।
यस सर। प्रिंट
नाउ
राम।
एक्स इज राम, सो राम विल गेट प्रिंटेड,
यस सर।
so ram will be my output right now। now it will come to this one, it will check that whether ram exists inside this or not।
नॉट सर।
no, ठीक है, तो false, then it will come to this place,
Yes, sir.
And in this code, what it will do, it will put Ram with the value.
Ram is equal to 1.
ठीक है? Now
Yes.
it will come
Yes.
to X Mohan. Now Mohan will get printed.
Yes, sir.
Now it will check that whether Mohan is present inside this or not.
No, sir.
False. It will come to
False.
this. So what will happen?
Mohan, one out.
Now come to Suraj. Suraj is present inside this. Suraj will get printed here first. Now Suraj is present inside this. Just see that hash map.
No, not sir.
Suraj,
False. Then print
Suraj will
Mohan,
get.
Suraj 1.
Suraj 1. Now I'll come to the next Ram. Okay. So Ram first will get printed. पहले क्योंकि यहाँ पे I have written system.out.println.
Yes, sir.
Now I'll come to the next line. क्या Ram is present inside this one?
Yes, sir.
But if Ram is present, like it will go inside this code. But do I have written anything inside this?
No, sir.
तो बस ये खत्म हो जाएगा and then it will go again
Blank हो
back.
जाएगा.
No,
Yes, sir.
end नहीं होगा. It will go to the next one.
Okay.
It will not go to the else. Now Charlie. Charlie will get printed.
Yes, sir.
इसके
इसमें
बाद
no,
बताओ
sir. False.
Charlie is not present inside it. Then what will happen? What will get need to print?
Charlie, one vote.
अब
Else
आगे
Charlie,
iteration
one
आप
vote.
मुझे बोलो अब आगे में क्या होगा चार्ली के बाद?
Then चेक करेगा राम प्रेजेंट है या नहीं. Then
नहीं पहले बोलो स्टेप बाय स्टेप. पहले प्रिंट करेगा.
प्रिंट करेगा राम. Then चेक एक्स में प्रेजेंट है नहीं और इस हैश मैप में अपने पास राम है तो वो उसमें अपन कुछ दिए नहीं प्रिंट करने के लिए तो सीधा नेक्स्ट में सूरज में चला जाएगा.
राइट
मतलब कुछ भी प्रिंट नहीं होगा अभी.
राइट. देन
यस.
अब नेक्स्ट वाला बताओ. सूरज में है ना भी एक्स.
सेम सर सूरज भी आएगा और वहाँ ट्रू फॉल्स चेक करेगा. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल
नहीं
राम
नहीं पहले
सूरज
आप पहले
प्रिंट
हम
करेगा.
पहले आप ये वाली स्टेटमेंट मिस कर रहे हो बार बार कि पहले प्रिंट
ये सर पहले सूरज प्रिंट करेगा फिर इफ कंडीशन में जाएगा फिर चेक करेगा सूरज है अपने हैश मैप में है या नहीं. तो सूरज अपने है हैश मैप में. देन इस अपने हम कुछ दिए नहीं प्रिंट करने के लिए तो यही स्टॉप हो जाएगा.
यहीं स्टॉप हो जाएगा बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज डन. ओके. नाउ लेट्स डू वन थिंग. इसको प्रिंट करके देखते हैं क्या मेरा हैश मैप एट द एंड इट इज एक्चुअली क्रिएटिंग दिस और नॉट. मतलब इट इज मतलब I according to my our dry run the output should be this. Okay, so let's see
Yes.
what will happen. So what I'll do is, so this is my for loop. Now inside outside this for loop what I'll do is I will print what is the final value it is getting printed. Problem 8.java एक बार देख लेते हैं. ठीक है. According to our output, the output should be Ram 1, Mohan 1, Suraj 1. Can you see that?
Yes, sir.
Output आ गया. Now let's see one thing. But the problem here is I need this output. Ram is 2, Suraj is 2, but I'm getting this one. Getting it? Ram के तो 2 वोट थे. But what I am then tell me what I need to do. What I need to change in my code. Now you only need to answer this thing. अब सोचो कि क्या कहाँ पे गड़बड़ है. कहाँ पे हमें क्या करना चाहिए था. Apply your total problem solving. Where I am missing something कि because Ram should be 2 ना.
सर जो एल्स कंडीशन है उसको इफ कंडीशन में लगाएंगे और 1 की जगह पे काउंट लगाएंगे और काउंट को ऊपर मेंशन कर देंगे.
नहीं
फिर
ऊपर
देन
लिखने
वो
की जरूरत ही क्या है. मैं यहीं पे लिख दूंगा ना.
हाँ मतलब ये सब वहाँ वहीं पे लिख देंगे.
है ना. So basically what I need to do is first I'll take a count.
Yeah.
Okay. And what I will do is I will get the value of vote count first.
0 count.
पहले मैं क्या करूंगा. vote count की value ले लूंगा get. And what is the value? I want the value of x. And then I will do count equal to count plus 1. I will increase one
Yes,
value
sir.
to my count.
Yes, sir.
And then I'll again store into my vote count. गेटिंग इट?
यस सर।
मैंने निकाल के ऐड तो कर लिया, अब उसमें वापस स्टोर करना पड़ेगा. So basically what I need to store is I need to store x comma count.
काउंट.
So basically what was happening here is now whenever that name, if that name comes again, if that name repeats again, then in that case we will get the count value, increase the count and then update the count. And now in this case, let's see what will be the output.
सर कंडीशन था, एक डाउट था. इफ काउंट में जो वर्ड काउंट हम पुट किए हैं, तो वो चेक करेगा कि वो राम है, श्याम है, मोहन है, उसको उसके
कहाँ पे?
बाद उसको काउंट कर. लाइन नंबर 16 में हम इन काउंट लिए हैं, तो वो वर्ड काउंट के एक्स है, तो वो पहले चेक करेगा राम है, सूरज है, देन इज
नहीं
इंक्रीज
नहीं 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 नहीं
मोड.
नहीं, देखो देखो देखो, just understand this one. What will happen कि previously let's do this diagram again. Okay, I'll do it. So first x is ram
Yes.
आया. Now it is checking, it is printing ram, that is fine.
Ram.
After coming
Yes.
ram, it is checking that ram is present inside this. No,
No.
it will come inside this else. Now it will write ram with the count 1. Okay, now it will go to the x mohan. So mohan is actually present inside this one.
No sir.
No. ठीक है. So mohan तो पहले print हो जाएगा. Now if mohan is not present, then it will execute this one mohan,
Yes sir.
and then mohan will set the
One
value.
more.
Now again when the suraj will come, suraj will get printed. Now it will
Printed, then
set suraj because suraj is not right
is
now.
one note.
Okay, now let's see this situation. अब क्या होगा? When x ram will come, then it will print first ram, and after that it will check that whether ram exists inside this one or not.
Yeah,
Then
yes,
in
true sir.
that case, what it will do is it will first take a count variable, and it knows that I am checking for ram. Then it will, what it will do, it will fetch the value of count 1 here. उसमें एक जोड़ेगा, 2 डालेगा, and 2 डालने के बाद again ये 2 वैल्यू यहाँ पे स्टोर कर देगा.
Okay sir.
Okay.
Okay sir.
So जिसका नाम, the name which you are trying to find, I will exact fetch the value of that name only. वो चेक नहीं कर रहा है उसको, तो वो तो यहाँ पे चेक हो ही गया ना कि बेसिकली वो नाम दोबारा आ गया है. Obviously it is
Yeah.
checking it again, that name is actually coming again.
Okay sir.
Okay, then in that case it is fetching the value of that one and then incrementing it and then putting it again there.
Okay
Got
sir.
it? ठीक है. So guys, I hope you understand things from this dry run, okay, which I was doing with Vishnu. Guys, already we are out of time, and I told Mirza, like he will discuss few problems with you so that you will get more of it. And if you have didn't understood some particular part of it, go back to the video, watch that part again, you will understood it. Because that's why my main intention was, because this video is getting recorded, I will do the in-depth dry run with you. Okay, so I selected Vishnu. So I think we done well. So it is already on record, so you can just watch it. So notes, yeah, you will get on your LMS platform. Okay, thank you everyone.